All right, folks, thanks for watching that break. We are back with two of the map makers who have created maps that are currently in the map contest. You've seen us likely cast on their maps at this point. Joined now by NegativeZero and Kantuva. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hi, hi.
So I could actually go open up the thing on Team Liquid again. You guys want to? I guess we'll have NegativeZero go first. Talk about your map just while I open this up.
Let's see. My map is Apotheosis, aka Mir Spele, before the name got censored by some people. I won't go to that right now, but whatever. Anyway,
It's the long, skinny one for those who don't know as I get this up on
yes,
stream.
it's a big macro map, 16 bases. I'm gonna pull up the image right now just so I can like refresh my own memory. Hang on. Let's see. I mean, the main concept of the map is basically the 5 narrow bridges down the middle. Kind of splits the map vertically, makes it awkward to move from one side to the other. It's very, very narrow chokes, like kind of easy to exploit.
Well, so my first question to you that I have to ask you about the map is like, what was the thought process behind making it so vertically tall? Like, it is a very skinny map up and down with. We'll say it's kind of abnormal. We haven't really seen a lot of maps like this. The only one I could think of is like Vanai Research Station. That was about it.
That's kind of the reason I did it, just because there haven't been many maps like that before.
Okay, so you very intentionally wanted it to stand out then.
Yes.
Cool.
It's actually, Vanai Research Station and Crossfire is two of the examples I was kind of thinking of, I guess, when making that, although the layout's obviously very different.
All right. Well, do you think? I mean, there's been a couple games played on it. I don't know how much you've been watching or not. Do you feel like the games that have been played on so far have been kind of what you expected to see? Were you expecting more gold-based usage, less gold-based usage? I mean,
honestly, I've been really busy lately. I haven't seen any of the games on my map.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I'll just say, like, we saw some interesting, like, day one positional advantage with that gold base that's right over here, right outside the main. People just sieging up from the low ground with liberators and tanks and whatnot. But aside from that, we haven't really seen. Everyone's kind of shied away from the gold bases in general. So that being said, is that what you expected, pretty much?
Yeah, that was kind of the intent, actually. It's the closest third, but it's kind of very deceptively easy to take because it really isn't. Like, yeah, the harassment from the ground is an option. Also, the destructible rocks behind it, those are very carefully placed so that if you collapse them while the defender's army is out of position, you can split it away. I heard that happened in one of the games. I kind of wanted to see that, but I didn't. So like, yeah, the further third that's towards the off to the edge of the map is actually the safer option. I think that was definitely the intent there.
Okay. Well, that's the intro to this one. We'll go back to NegativeZero and his map, of course, more in a moment. I want to talk now to Kantuva, who's joined us. You've got a confusing set of names here, man. Like, players don't know about your map name versus your name. I didn't know about your name. I was told we were even saying the wrong name.
No, it is all a mess. My nick original is, as you say, Kantuva, but this is like years of I have been posting under U1 tag in Team Liquid, and all of my maps are under U1 tag when they get to ladder. For those that don't know, I made Echo and Foxtrot Labs.
Oh, I liked Foxtrot Labs actually quite a bit.
I also made Ganymede and Kamala Park, Kipuka, Kansan, a bunch of other maps.
Actually, I remember in the last contest, we had actually both liked Ganymede quite a bit, despite not being able to pronounce the name for the longest time. That was actually a really nice map.
Yeah, it's like it's the name of the moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, my nicks are a mess. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's fine. So we've got Iris as the map. Did you see the Scarlet versus Bly game on this map?
Just like NegativeZero, I haven't been able to see them.
Oh,
you really need to like take a whip and hit nice username a bit, so he can upload the bots and such.
My counter argument would be you could subscribe for $5. So.
Oh my god.
anyways, point is.
Such a sellout.
We had an excellent game played on this map that involved like. What ended up happening, and this was the really important part of the game itself, was like in the top right, Scarlet's army ended up going up here while Bly had blocked with ultras at the bottom of the ramp. So this was like a pretty long game. It was pretty cool to see. I, at first, seeing this map, was really worried about the natural, and more importantly, that this main with the double ramp. I was wondering if you could tell us your thoughts on this. I mean, right at the start, like your main base has 2 entrances to it right off the bat.
Yeah, like before I start, I have some small write-ups on my website, ptvmaps.wordpress.com. So those that want to learn more about the map can go there and read some more. But the origin of the map comes from G-Fire, an old map maker from ESB team, and he got a finalist on the Team Liquid Map Contest 2, if I recall correctly, and Shrieking Breeze. I'm sorry, my pronunciation is awful.
It's okay, mine is
too. But the main natural and third base cluster bases, the ways the bases are set up, it's basically the same as Shrieking Breeze, which is a map I absolutely love. Many of the maps made by G-Fire, I'm sure will be very liked if those maps were remade for the development team. That's like another huge topic, because many of the maps I was working on are not made, for example, for the tastes of pro gamers, but more for the tastes of the development team, of the dev team, David Kim, etc.
So you're trying to play to like what you think he'll like to see experimented with, and
exactly. But right, like around 2 weeks before the Team Liquid map contest were announced, like the dev team announced that they will be like stepping back a bit from all the crazy maps and such.
Well, I'm actually just gonna say I'm pretty glad they did, because when that, I don't remember which, the one that ended up having Terraform come out of it, right? Like
that's my other map.
Yeah, that's a map from Negative.
Cool. Shout out to NegativeZero for that map, though. But that map pool where they put the rules where, like, you guys have to use a stupid amount of rocks, I remember us doing the map contest and casting it and being like, this is retarded. Like, there's maps that just have, like, 80 million rocks in the middle, rocks that were straight up covering the gold minerals and, like, the geysers in some instances.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no. You're talking from the map that Enek made.
Well, no, I'm talking about the whole map pool that season. Like, Blizzard told you guys you have to use, like, weird rocks. So I'm really glad to hear that we were not really going that direction, like of like
no,
Blizzard's will, because I was not a fan when they were doing that at all.
No, like I'm not either, but I love the challenge of creating such maps. The thing is that in the past, when you have the same issue but reversed. For example, all the map makers, all the quality map makers, if you let me say it, will be making more standard maps, while the development team will be searching for non-standard maps, and that meant that the standard maps will be left out completely, and only those lesser, I'm sorry, it sounds absolutely awful, but those lesser map makers, those runner-ups, will have their maps be played out, even when those maps were not the best for the kind of matchups and whatever.
Well, I guess we're using the word best here, but it really is subjective, because as you pointed out, like it's talking about like what players like to see is going to be very different from what like the development team likes to see, which might be different from what even viewers like to see. But I'm glad to hear that there is some extra thought into the creative side of it. Now going back to NegativeZero for a moment.
I'm sorry, but if there's like too much thought going into
too much thought. Okay, fair enough. He says extra creative. NegativeZero. So question I was asking both the map makers yesterday, I'm going to ask you here, is with this map contest, I don't know how much you've been kept in the loop for it, but when I talked to Cyan with it, we put a lot of emphasis on trying to give you guys an extra voice. Not just like, hey, let's show all the maps played, because we have that best of 15 finals that guarantees every map gets played, but also trying to provide an option for you guys to come on stream and talk about stuff. So are there any big issues that as a map maker you'd like to bring up that maybe the public doesn't know about, or that just are I don't know, dear to your heart in this sort of map making community?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. You know what? Vantak, you go first. I'll try to like kind of jump on based on what you say.
Issues that the player base doesn't know.
No. So what I'm asking is, as a map maker, you don't get a voice. A lot of people aren't hearing your thoughts or reading your blogs. Here we are with a couple thousand people tuning in. Is there anything you want to talk about that involves map making that you just wish more people knew about, that affects you maybe as a map maker?
That's like a really, really hard question, and without going like hours on end talking about this, maybe, maybe let me rephrase. What thing I would like the player base to do instead of what I think they should know. I would like them to enjoy more maps. Like go
That's
into the custom map section in StarCraft 2, and there is a little drop down menu in the above, and you can choose, for example, open lobbies, top play maps, and there is a little option that says new uploaded maps, and go there and just play whatever. Like there will probably be some like really broken maps, but just do it for fun, just for the lulz.
Well, actually, it's funny you say this because, again, this kind of goes back to a lot of people have been asking, like, are these maps that we're casting on available? And they are. You guys can absolutely find them on the custom map making thing, too. But the problem a lot of the map makers are faced with, from what I understand, and maybe you guys can tell me whether I'm right or wrong on this, is that you guys don't get a lot of traction on your maps. You don't have a lot of people playing on them to test them, much less
absolutely.
pros.
Yeah, that's like a really big issue in the past with even like when the StarCraft 2 was announced. Like the UI and everything was like really not working as it should. As for example, Warcraft 3 or even Brood War. We didn't have chat channels, things like that, which allow the community to grow naturally. And at this point, we have many of those things. But even so, the community doesn't know them because of reasons. I'm not sure why.
It's
I
just
think it's
plain
harder
lack
to
of
fix.
awareness, I think, because they don't
Yeah.
know where to find the maps. Like no one really reads the Team Liquid map forums, which is where people post their maps. I mean, a lot of the map makers, they just kind of stick to their own little Skype group, which is good for discussion and stuff, but it really like excludes pretty much everyone else who might want to see those. Also, people hardly post on Reddit, and also honestly, I'm just gonna say like a lot of people just don't care about custom maps. They just stick to what's on the ladder. It's a whole bunch of different factors that all play in, I think.
Yeah, like some of those can be fixed, but most of them just can't. And that's not like a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, but there needs to be like there needs to be things need to be thought out by Blizzard and how to manage things regarding maps, especially if they want to like keep doing these things, because for us the Team Liquid map contest is simply awesome. Like it's basically the only way we can get our maps showcased. But because of the way the WCS system works and other things, many other things, again, I said it's like an hours and hours on end discussion. There is no real way for us to get our maps showcased without Blizzard's help. And as I said, the Team Liquid map contest, it's simply amazing. All of the work that Zion and the community management team have done, it's like, for us, it's a dream.
So let me ask you this then. Well, first off, actually, this is a question that's been discussed in chat while we've been talking. Kantuva, where are you from? A lot of people are like trying to guess your accent, and no one seems to be agreeing.
I'm from Chile, but I'm living in Uruguay, so I have like 3 accents stick
Okay.
out. And besides that, I don't have like anybody to practice my English with, so I'm screwed here.
Well, you sound fine. You sound perfectly fine. It's just people were guessing, like, is it Spanish? Is it Romanian? And I figured we should get to the bottom of that.
Yeah,
But-
I'm from Latin America.
But so okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I know you guys are not probably made of money and you don't all have thousands of dollars. But have you ever contemplating doing something where you say like, hey, let's get together with some other map makers. If we each chip in $10, 10 of you, that's $100. That's how much Corsair Cups go for. That's how much we have people play on tournaments for on the regular. Have you ever considered trying to do something like that?
Those things
There was
have
a
happened.
there was an
Those are
older.
things have-
Oh, all right, go ahead.
No, you.
All right. I was just talking about Map of the Month. There was an older organization or so that went around on Team Liquid on the map forums called Map of the Month, where there was a prize pool that people were feeding into, and then they would select the top maps of every month, and then they would post them in a big announcement thread. And there'd be a prize pool that would be split between the map makers, and also there was some money that was set aside for a tournament, except the whole thing just kind of died out. There was never any tournaments. There was kind of lack of interest in it. So I'm not sure exactly how you
and before that,
like that.
And before that, we have the ESB Weekly Cup, like years and before. Like I'm talking like 2011, 2010. And that was simply amazing. I remember staying up late to watch the boats and such. But we have had the like small tournaments with custom maps and such. The Iberian StarCraft series contacted us to have our maps be part of the map pool because they weren't happy with the map pool at the time. We also had, for example, single persons contact showcasters and casters to get maps play out in map pools, for example, etc. Map maker put like, I don't remember, like $300 or so from his own money to contact you guys, and you never contact him back.
I mean, you can say that, but I don't remember getting
esports. Why?
Okay, you could say that, but I don't remember getting this message, and I respond to like 100% of the messages, man. So maybe it was sent the wrong way, or I don't know.
I don't know. This is like years back, man. So don't worry about it. But yeah, there have been like many tries regarding like getting maps play out, but there is like lots of reasons why this can't happen. Because, for example, the players, the pro gamers, don't practice in the maps like at all until the very last second.
Well,
This
that's
was
actually
a
true
huge
too. Like,
issue.
even we've seen this consistently casting for 3 years. Like even when the new ladder pool comes out, rather than practice the 4 or 3 new maps, they just always veto them and keep playing the old maps. Like
Yeah.
that's just a
They
stigma.
just stick to what
That's
they
a whole
know.
other that's a whole other
Makes it
problem.
easier to win for
itself.
them.
I really like though, because there are some players out there, like we saw MMA do a lot of this, and a couple others who take advantage of the new maps right away, and they'll find like all the things that they can use and abuse.
No.
I miss Supernova, man. I'm so sad he's like in the army. He was another guy that would do that. He'd be the first one to be abusing tanks in new spots and trying out new things. But sadly, we're not left with a lot of players who are willing to do that so much.
No, yeah, I
that's
fully
true.
agree with that. There are there's a few players that go ahead and jump into a map and just find every single little exploit, and those are the most annoying players, but yet the most enjoying players to watch as a map maker, because you know that they will screw your map around.
Yeah. All right. Well, NegativeZero, I'm sorry because again this was a long cast. We can't keep this going too much longer.
That's fine.
We'll start wrapping this up here. Is there anything you want to talk about specifically while you have you? I mean, again, a couple thousand people, get your voice out there, all that good stuff.
I don't have like a prepared speech or anything. If I do, I'm just gonna take this time for some shameless product placement. Then follow twitter.com/SMA_melee. If there's anything that I want to say later, I'll get it on there. I don't
Cool.
run it, but I know the people who do, so do that. Just I hope people in general, I guess, become a little more interested, I would say, in the map making process and map making in general. There's a lot of good maps out there that are completely like unnoticed, and if people just like read the Team Liquid map forums, and if tournaments are willing to like experiment a little bit more, that would be great. Other than that, I don't really have anything I'll see if I think of something within the next 60 seconds or so.
Okay. And what about you, Kantuva? Any final words, messages, anything you want to say before we go?
The same. Follow the StarCraft Mapmaking Association Twitter account, the SMA_melee Twitter. We will be trying to publish more things around that Twitter account, but because it's always like managed around ourselves, is a bit hard. But yeah, I'm trying to like not make the player base or whatever is watching like feel guilty, like, oh my god, my maps are not being played. No, I want to like, I make the maps for people to enjoy, and it's just like I see like these maps are not being played, and I know that they're enjoyable, at least some of them. And yeah, it's like enjoy more of the things the community produces, not just like YouTube videos, but like all of the things. Read, for example, this little weekly. I remember, I forgot the word. The one the artist produces. I really forgot the word. I'm sorry. But yeah, enjoy the things that the community produces. They are free. They are cool. Yeah. Follow the
All right,
Twitter account.
I've got one more thing that I remembered. I think people need to stop being so, I guess, like, unnaturally dismissive of experimental maps now. Like, I know there's been a whole history of like bad experimental maps, but that's mostly just because of Blizzard. I'm gonna blame them straight up. They've made a lot of bad experimental maps recently. People have been just biased to like, no, we need standard maps only. That's the only ones that produce good maps. But I think there's a lot of room to produce good experimental maps that are more like heavily conceptual instead of gimmicky, which is what I would consider to be a lot of the recent ones. So I think people shouldn't just like judge maps based on how weird they are. They need to be allowed to play out, give a bit of time, experiment with strategies, stuff like that.
All right. Well, quick comment too, by the way, since you guys have mentioned nice username and the whip cracking, I just checked YouTube. He's actually got our first day of the map contest already up on YouTube. So it's Harsum and Puck and Lambo and Beastie, so PBZ and a ZVT. If you guys want to check them out, they're up on our YouTube channel, and hopefully he'll have the rest up very soon, which would be kind of cool to see. So, but I'll tell you what, guys, I'll do you both one solid favor. Once we're done with the call, and once we wrap up the stream, I will take the paywall off of our VODs for 1 hour. You'll be able to load up any VODs in that time period, and as long as they're open already, by the time I turn the paywall back on, you'll still be able to watch them. So if anyone missed the previous ones, get on it. Go watch the VODs while you can. They'll be free for about an hour. Otherwise, you have to wait for YouTube. So because I want you guys to be able to see your maps getting played, man. It sucks that you missed them. So we'll try
I want
to
to see my map
opportunity.
getting played too.
Yeah. So
well,
once the call's done, once the stream's offline, just check our VODs, and they should be available to the public. In fact, I'll just do that right now, even, because why not? So,
yeah, don't worry. It's because I read that it's because you guys want to grow your YouTube channel.
yeah, working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Or if you vote for my map in the contest, then you can see it played every single day.
Okay, VODs are now off, so go load them up while you can, guys. We'll leave it open for about an hour or so. Thank you both for joining us.
No.
What?
One last thing. Remember to vote in the Team Liquid map contest. Remember to go vote.
Yes.
It will end soon.
Apotheosis. My map.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and remember to vote, everybody. Just like the U.S. elections, the Team Liquid map contest. Remember to vote.
Make StarCraft
great again.
Yeah, there you guys go. All right, goodbye, guys.
Hey.
All right, I'll get Zombie to call me back here in a second as I clean up all these screen regions and they be borked. But we are pretty much done at this point, so thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed having some I guess getting to hear the map makers again. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed this last time, so I'm glad we were able to do it again. I hope you all enjoyed it. Just for the record here, when Zombie and I do these things, she never really wants to talk anyway, so I just don't want people to think like I'm doing that thing where he's bullying Rivka or bullying Zombie up.
Yeah.
Talk. Like,
it's more like it's awkward. Like, I might have had one question, but it's really hard to like get in there, especially because Uvan Tank was really he really had a lot to talk about, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's the first person I've ever heard shout out no as we were closing it out, but it's like, okay.
Yeah, right?
So, anyways, if you guys missed any of the games for the previous days, you can check them out on our YouTube channel or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. We'd prefer you watch them there, but if you want to check the VODs for about an hour, they'll be open here on Twitch. This does really open end the cast, though. So, Zombie Grub, thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Do you have any final words before you go, since you will be gone for the weekend?
Just follow me on Twitter @CG Gaming. That's it.
Okay, and remember, guys, she's not dead, no car accident, hasn't lost passion. She's just gone for the weekend, okay? So, that's it. Follow the channel. Follow me on Twitter @Riff_Kings. We've been getting a lot of bot love lately. I'd love to get some human love on Twitter. In more ways than one. But yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow with the round of 8. We'll get times and stuff posted up on Team Liquid ASAP because we don't know the order of the matches. And that pretty much wraps things up. So again, check out our links down below if you want to check out our awesome sponsor stuff. If you guys are willing to be awesome and help me with this tooth thing that I'm trying to get out of the way, that's where all donations are going for the next however long it takes to fill that up. And thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Or I will, at least.